Some people feel most alive in the quiet corners of their own homes. While the world loves noise and speed, they find meaning in stillness. They don't crave attention. They don't chase crowds. They don't need applause to feel real. Their comfort exists in silence, in familiar rooms, in soft light that doesn't demand anything from them. Outsiders see this and think it's avoidance. They see it as hiding. They assume these people are afraid of the world. But the truth is far gentler than judgment. They are not running away from life. They are simply choosing a different way of living it. Psychology says there are people whose inner worlds are far more active than their outer ones. Their imagination is bright, their emotions are layered, their thoughts have depth. Inside their minds there is movement, meaning, memory, and clarity. Home is not their escape. It is the environment where their inner world can finally breathe, where their nervous system can settle, where their emotions aren't interrupted by noise, where their heart can stay open without fear. But it wasn't always like this. Many of them spent years trying to match the world's pace. They tried being loud, being social, being everywhere. They pushed themselves into crowded rooms, forced conversations, pretended excitement. They tried to be the person people expected, and somewhere along the way, quietly, something inside them cracked. Not painfully, not dramatically, just enough to whisper, "This isn't you." They didn't collapse. They simply noticed. They noticed how exhausted they felt after noise, how drained they felt after crowds, how empty they felt after pretending. And when they finally allowed themselves to stop forcing it, they discovered a truth they had ignored for years. Their calm was never a weakness. Their solitude was never a flaw. Their quiet was never a problem. It was their nature. I remember the first time I realized this. I thought staying home more would make me feel lonely, disconnected, forgotten. But instead, I felt something surprising. I felt understood by my own space, by my own thoughts, by the silence I had been avoiding. I didn't feel left out. I felt grounded. I didn't feel hidden. I felt protected. I didn't feel disconnected. I felt connected to myself in a way the outside world never provided. That's when I understood that peace is also a form of living. Stillness is also a form of being alive. People who love staying home share a trait: introspection. They think deeply. They feel fully. They process slowly. Where others rush through life, they pause. Where others skim, they absorb. A memory becomes a message. A moment becomes a reflection. A quiet night becomes clarity. Scientific studies show that people who enjoy solitude score higher in creativity, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Their calm gives them the ability to notice what others overlook. Their silence helps them understand emotions in a way louder personalities never can, yet the world mislabels them constantly. You're missing out. You should socialize more. Don't you get bored? These words are said casually, but they cut deeply. They imply that silence is emptiness, that solitude is failure, that home is a prison. But they forget one thing. Some of the world's greatest thinkers, writers, inventors, and artists were homebodies. Their ideas didn't grow in crowds. They grew in the quiet, in the still, in the solitude where creativity isn't interrupted. Silence has its own psychology. It teaches patience. It teaches observation. It teaches you to feel your own emotions instead of absorbing everyone else's. Some people prefer home because the world overwhelms their senses. Their nervous system is more reactive. Noise hits them harder. Chaos shakes them deeper. Crowds drain them faster. Home gives them control over their environment, their energy, their emotions. And for highly sensitive individuals, control is not about power. It's about peace. Sometimes the reason they prefer home is trust. They don't open their hearts to everyone. They choose their people carefully. Not because they are cold, but because their emotions run deep. They feel intensity others would struggle to hold. They love fully or not at all. They care deeply or not at all. Home gives them space to love themselves without fear of misunderstanding. And sometimes it's even simpler. They just like it. They prefer comfort. They prefer slowness. They prefer familiarity. It doesn't need trauma as an explanation. Not every quiet person is broken. Some are simply balanced. But there's a quiet secret they rarely share. They notice everything. When you remove distractions, the heart pays attention. When you soften the world, the mind awakens. When you protect your peace, your intuition grows sharper than ever. Homebodies understand emotions through pauses. They read people through silence. They sense energy before words. And that sensitivity is not weakness. It is awareness. If you're one of these people, you've probably been misunderstood. You've wondered if something is wrong with you. You've questioned why noise feels heavy, why crowds exhaust you, why home brings a peace nothing else can. But what if nothing is wrong? What if your quiet is intelligence? What if your calm is clarity? What if your solitude is strength? Let me speak to you directly. Maybe you enjoy your own company more than the company of others. Maybe you prefer deep conversations to shallow gatherings. Maybe you feel alive in silence. Maybe you don't need to be seen by everyone to feel real. And the world might not celebrate that part of you, but it is one of the rarest forms of inner stability. Your quiet is not emptiness. Your stillness is not laziness. Your solitude is not isolation. It is intention. People who love staying home don't avoid life. They experience life in a different language, a slower one, a deeper one, a truer one. They don't want endless socializing. They want authenticity. They don't want noise. They want meaning. They don't want crowds. They want connection. Psychologists say that people who prefer solitude often have high self-awareness. They know what drains them. They know what nourishes them. They know who they are. Most people spend their entire lives without learning this. But the homebodies, they learn early. It doesn't mean they never get lonely. Loneliness and solitude are not the same. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of yourself. You can be lonely in a crowded room, but you can feel whole in your own room. Some days, staying home is protection, a break from a world that demands too much. Other days, it is freedom, the freedom to think, to breathe, to create, to simply be. And there is a beautiful strength in that. You may not be everywhere, but you are present with yourself. You may not talk to everyone, but you listen deeply. You may not chase excitement, but you value meaning. You may not love crowds, but you love intensely. You may not move fast, but you move intentionally. And people like you, people who love staying home, often make the world feel like home. So if you ever worry that you're missing out, remember this. Some people find life in noise. You find life in stillness. Some people run outward. You grow inward. Some people chase the world. You create your own world. And that is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is grounding. It is self-understanding. It is strength. Stay close to your peace. Stay close to your clarity. Stay close to the place where your heart feels safe. Because the people who love staying home are often the ones who understand life the deepest.